Tonight, an unlikely beverage
Kombucha
is sparking nationwide debate.
Some call it a miracle drink,
Others warn of health risks. Sales have tripled in just 2 years.
but is it safe for everyone?
Lawmakers are now paying close
The
attention.
public can't stop talking about it.
Either way, it's everywhere.
And millions of people are drinking it every single day. Some swear it changed their gut, their energy, even their life. Others say it's overpriced hype. Or worse, dangerous nonsense.
In supermarkets around the world, there's a drink sitting quietly on the shelf. It looks harmless, but what most people don't realize is that it's alive. And millions of people are drinking it every single day. Some swear it changed their gut, their energy, even their life. Others say it's overpriced hype, or worse, dangerous nonsense. Doctors argue about it. Governments have tried to regulate it. And entire billion-dollar companies have been built around it. This drink started as an ancient home remedy, passed down through generations, brewed in kitchens, basements, and back rooms. Today, it's a wellness icon, a supermarket staple, and one of the most controversial drinks in modern health culture. So what exactly is this thing? Why does it contain living organisms? Why does it sometimes explode? And how did fermented tea turn into a global obsession? This is the strange, misunderstood, and surprisingly profitable story of kombucha.
Long before kombucha became a lifestyle brand, before it was bottled, flavored, or sold for $5 a pop, it was never meant for the masses. Its origins trace back more than 2,000 years to ancient China. According to legend, it was known as the tea of immortality. Emperors drank it, healers guarded the recipe, and families passed it down in secret, not as a beverage, but as medicine. The process was simple, yet unsettling. Sweetened tea left to sit. Days turned into weeks, and something began to form on the surface. A thick, rubbery mass, not mold, not foam, but a living colony of bacteria and yeast. Today, it's called a SCOBY. Back then, it had no name, only superstition. Some believed it healed the gut, others believed it balanced energy, and some believed it was alive for a reason. For centuries, kombucha spread quietly, from China to Russia to Eastern Europe, brewed in jars, stored in pantries, rarely explained. And then, it reached the modern world. In the 1990s, kombucha arrived in the West. Not through hospitals, not through universities, not through clinical trials, but through counterculture. Health food stores tucked between grocery chains, yoga studios with bulletin boards and cash jars, alternative wellness circles that distrusted mainstream medicine. There were no standards, no guidelines, no shared definition of what kombucha even was. Most of it wasn't manufactured. It was brewed at home. Glass jars left open on kitchen counters, tea bags, sugar, and a living culture floating on top. Instructions scribbled on paper, ratios guessed, fermentation times based on smell and taste. And at first, it seemed harmless. Until it wasn't. Some bottles didn't just carbonate. They built pressure, day by day, hour by hour. Then they exploded. Store shelves shattered. Home brewers learned the hard way. Glass, tea, and sugar sprayed across kitchens. But pressure wasn't the only problem. Alcohol levels began to rise, quietly, unpredictably. A drink sold as non-alcoholic could cross legal limits after bottling. two identical bottles could contain completely different alcohol content. Then came contamination. Wild bacteria, mold growth, improper sanitation. Most people were fine, but a few weren't. In rare cases, people were hospitalized. Liver stress, severe reactions, medical reports that were hard to explain. That's when regulators stepped in, because kombucha created a problem modern systems weren't built for. How do you regulate a product that continues fermenting on the shelf? How do you label alcohol content that changes without warning? How do you inspect something that's alive, unstable, and different in every batch? By the early 2000s, several countries acted. Restrictions followed, temporary bans, product recalls, entire shipments pulled from shelves. Not because kombucha didn't do what people claimed, but because no one could agree on what it was. A drink? A supplement? A fermented food? Or a biological system sold in a bottle? For most products, the story would have ended there. But for kombucha, this was just the beginning.
Instead of disappearing, kombucha evolved. Companies figured out how to stabilize fermentation, how to control alcohol levels, how to mass produce something that was never meant for factories. And it worked. By the 2000s, kombucha was everywhere. Supermarkets, gyms, office fridges. What was once brewed in jars was now sold in sleek bottles with words like raw, organic, and probiotic. But this created a new divide. To make kombucha safe for mass sale, many brands had to reduce or kill the very microbes that made it famous. So the question became uncomfortable. Is kombucha still alive? Or are people paying for the idea of it? For some brands, kombucha was medicine. For others, it was marketing. And for consumers, it was hard to tell the difference. As kombucha surged in popularity, the argument around it grew louder. Supporters praised it as gut fuel, better digestion, more energy, a daily ritual that felt right. Critics pushed back. Too much sugar, too much acid, too little proof. Scientists weighed in next. Studies showed modest effects, small improvements, inconsistent results. Nothing dramatic, nothing close to a cure. But the belief didn't fade. Because kombucha was never only about microbes. It became a signal. Drinking it said something about you, that you paid attention to what you consumed, that you distrusted pills as first answers, that you preferred natural solutions over prescriptions. A bottle in your hand was a quiet statement. And once a drink turns into a badge of identity, the rules change. Evidence becomes optional. Criticism feels personal. Questions sound like attacks. At that point, it's no longer about fermentation. It's about belonging. And that's when the debate stops being scientific and starts being cultural. Kombucha offers more than microbes. It offers control. In a world where health feels complicated, kombucha feels simple. You drink it, you feel like you're doing something good. You feel proactive. It becomes ritual. And rituals don't need proof. They need meaning. For some, kombucha genuinely helps. For others, it's placebo. But placebo doesn't mean fake. It means belief changed the outcome. And belief is powerful. So what is kombucha really? Ancient medicine? Modern myth? Or perfectly branded fermented tea? The truth is, it's all three. Kombucha survived for thousands of years not because it was proven, but because people believed in it. And maybe that's the real secret. Maybe kombucha's greatest effect isn't what it does to your gut, but what it gives people in a world full of uncertainty. A sense of control, a sense of ritual, a sense of hope. And sometimes, that's enough.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed uncovering the surprising story of kombucha. If you want even more fascinating gut health stories and practical tips to actually feel better, hit that subscribe button and join our community. You won't miss the next story that could change how you think about your gut.